want to overwhelm you with all the information, but we're going to go over some of the basic Healy training in terms of business building. Now, I'm not a total expert on this, but I have been trained by Eva Maria, who's very successful in this. She's my upline. She's actually like 2 above me. But my upline, my direct upline, is not doing anything with Healy. And even when she first got it, she wasn't really like, she didn't know much about it. And so I didn't have any support from her. I went above with Eva, really kind of took me under her wing and taught me lots of things. So
Great.
If you want to know, like, I know a lot about the business of Healy and where to access a lot of the information. If you want like strategy, you want to know about, you know, the kind of the really minute details about the network marketing and the bonuses and structures, then that I would really plug into our team. Right, the Quantum Connection, they do the team training on that as well. That's in that Quantum Connection training that we have at the beginning, where when people first sign up. Now, our team is super organized. They're one of the best performing teams in Healy. So you've probably seen Taryn Lee or Rachel Lee. They're not related, but they have the same last name. They're part of our organization all the way at the top, and they're like super performers.
Wow.
Right. And so what they have done is like they've built a really substantial team. And as part of that, they've really built in a lot of structures to support people that really want to like build a business around this and be successful and make a lot of money and help people. And so we are like really fortunate to have access to that, because they like that whole Quantum Connection, like the training, the online training that they offer, like they just built that. Right. That's not something that comes from Healy. So, you know, sometimes like, if I don't have that question, or if you can't ask me, or I'm not available, like plugging into the Facebook group, the Quantum Connection, you can pop in there and ask questions, right? And they have a lot of like good stuff in that too.
Let me ask you this: how far down are people that we enroll able to plug into the Quantum Connection?
Anybody that you sign up has access to that.
Right.
That is the advantage of people joining our team versus like joining other teams.
Great.
Like Chad and I are in a different team. He's got completely separate people. He doesn't have the resources that we have within our team. So there's no like, it doesn't matter how far down it goes. Anybody that you sign up, anybody that they sign up, and on and on and on, they get access to that information.
Great.
Nice.
Right. And so when you have somebody that you bring on, they're really gung-ho for the business and they really want to learn and they really want to plug in and they want to like, it's great to like introduce them to the Quantum Connection Facebook group. And even doing like a personal introduction. Like I think I did that with you, McKay, right?
Yeah, and I don't think I did it with you, Marcelina. When I started,
but you could do it now or at any point in the future, right? Because before, Marcelina wasn't necessarily building a business, right? And so now there's a little bit more momentum. Like you can do that at any point in time, the introduction. Part of it is just like when you have somebody that comes on and they're really excited and they want to build a business and they want to, you know, make some money doing this. It's like nice to plug them into the community and the team, right? So, so basically when anybody is interested in Healy, like you got to gauge where they're at. They're either going to be customers or they're going to be members. Yeah. And the information that you share is different based on what they're doing, right? Now, sometimes people just want to have the device, they just want to use it, and that's great. In which case you provide the training for them and you plug them into all the things like Share the Boards app, you show them, you know, the Healy resources. Corporate has actually gotten a lot better in terms of their training. When I first started, there was like none of that. And so they really stepped it up in the last year in terms of providing more thorough training. And so I'll walk you guys through that process of like when you sign somebody up, what you share. Okay. And then there's the other one, which is the members. And so there's kind of different strategies with the members. Sometimes you have people that jump on and they want to just like start building a business right away, in which case it makes sense to have them join as a member because they're in that fast start. Like there's that fast start, the first like 30 and 90 days, right? And there's a lot of like bonuses that you can get from that. And so somebody that's really interested, like you would plug them into that. If there's somebody that's like, well, I kind of want to get used to the technology and then see if I want to build a business, it makes more sense for them to be customers. And then at any point you would log into your Healy shop and you send out like a message to customer service and you say, hey, I want to upgrade to the membership. And then
Marcelina.
What?
I wish I'd known that for you. I wish we'd signed you up as a just a customer at first.
But that's okay. So there's two ways around it. I mean, the thing is, if you start now, and you'll still build a business. So there's that one route, right? And then the second route is if you have another email address, Marcelina, you could sign up under McKay, right, as a new account, and then your fast start would start then. So you just need a different email address and login.
Oh.
And you don't have to have purchased anything. Like you can just create the account, right?
Oh,
so that might make more sense for you.
Okay.
As you go
if you
forward.
got one person that wants to buy and you might have others, I tell you what, I'm super happy to have my free Healy. I'm like super happy.
Yeah.
I love this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, part of the beautiful thing about building the membership is like, you bring on people that are like, like-minded and are excited about this, right? And so that's like, I've met so many friends and made lifelong friends now through this. It's unbelievable, right? And we're all like
and Jesse on the call, and you met through it's amazing. And I wish you'd come today too, but come when you can. It's like, oh my God, it's so wonderful.
Yeah. So, there's that where there's like the sense of community and you guys are like, there's like a ripple effect that happens from that. Right. And so, so you can just create a new account when you're ready, like when say like Susan, for instance, is interested in purchasing one from you. Like when she's ready, I would go and create the account then, and then just share that referral link with her.
Okay.
Right? Because it doesn't matter. Like I'm going to show you my tree structure, and I have lots of people that signed up but never actually bought anything.
Yeah.
Right? Well, not lots, but I definitely have a couple in there where I had lent them a Healy and they're like, well, I'm kind of interested. And then in the end, they didn't. So, but that's fine. I mean, you're going to have that. Right. And so just understanding the difference between the customer and the member and understanding the strategy behind that. Now, it used to be like when I first signed up, they were like, do you think you want to do the business? And I was like, I don't know. I want to learn the technology first. And so, but they had me sign up as a member straight away. Because at that point in time, like 2 years ago, when you signed up as a customer, it took like weeks for them to upgrade you to the membership. And so, if you have somebody that's interested, you kind of lose out on that momentum, right? And so now it's like a day and they have you upgraded. So it's really improved in terms of their customer service.
Yeah.
Okay, so first we'll start with the corporate stuff, and then I'll show you kind of more of like what I do and what our team does. Okay. So we're going to go in here. So this is myhealyworld.business. This is only for members. So anybody that signs up as a member will have this login. And this is really where you go into your back office and you start to look at things. So the nice thing is they'll update the promos, right? So this is where you can see what the promos are happening in August. So it's here, it's save 35% off and get free gifts. So if you go there, it'll tell you what the promos are. Let's have a look.
Really lucky we got it 40, aren't we?
Yeah. I mean, I think going forward right now, they're really going to push the Mag Healy in the fall. But 35% off is still good and you get your free gifts, right? And so, okay. And so if you scroll down, it tells you your volume, it tells you where you are. And so this is where you start to see in terms of ranking. And so every time you rank up, there's like a monetary bonus that's attached to that, right? And the higher up you rank, the more they give you money. So like, for instance, so I'm a team manager over here. Once I hit director, I earn like 5,800 euros to get to that.
Wow.
It's huge, right?
Wow.
Now that's a milestone. And when you hit director, it's like not just a hobby anymore. Like anybody that hits director and maintains the director status, like they're pretty much doing this as their business. So I've been dragging my feet a little bit because I have many coals in the fire.
Yes.
But I am interested in moving up, right? And I think like I love this. I'm super passionate about it. And as I said, I love the community, the people that are coming into my life and the transformation that people are having and the health benefits. Like it's a really amazing technology. Right. And so I'm really keen to share that with the world. And so but as I said, I have lots of things. So when you go to over on the side here, like there's a lot of training here. So let me just see where the training is first. So if you go under tools, this is where the business training is for Healy Corporate. So this is where, it's just like some short videos that you can watch, like in terms of like beginner training, back office. They'll talk about the fast start. So these are all like, they're actually really good. And so they talk to you about the different ranking, like ranking up. And so if you get a chance to watch these, right? And I'm going to show you another resource too.
And there's things that they have, like the thing they had yesterday was really good. I watched some of it.
Yeah, their corporate calls, the weekly corporate calls are really good, actually.
Because they were talking about the animal program. They were talking. Oh, I have a quick question before I forget. So with the new Healy app, I only updated it on one of my devices because it doesn't have the whole total scan everything anymore, right? All Healy.
Yeah. I'm going to hold out for as long as I can. I'm not going to upgrade or not download the new app because I like the old one and it works well. And I think because it's just moved from beta to, they're still working out the bugs.
Yeah.
But at some point we might have to. So this is where you find downloads. So all the flyers, the Healy flyers are in here. So these are good resources. Like if people ask you about specific things, right? There's some downloads that you can that's just their Healy corporate flyers. There's the Healy Academy, which used to suck, and now it's actually quite good. So you just have to log in.
You told me it sucked when I started, so it's changed in that short.
It's good now. Yeah, it's good. And so, people like this is a great way to like really get more familiar with the corporate side of things. And what we're doing in all things frequency, and even to a certain extent within quantum connection, is like we're going beyond just the Healy medical device, right?
Yeah.
That's all they can talk about, but it's still good to go through the training. And then this is where your referral links are. Sorry. So you always share the referral link for the country that person is going to sign up in.
Okay.
Okay, so if you have somebody that's from Canada, like you definitely want to be sharing the Canadian one because it all gets linked in with like people's tax information, right? So you need to make sure that whatever country they're in, you're sharing the referral link that's related to them.
Send your friend from Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, the market just opened in Japan like recently.
Yeah.
And so anybody, like if you have a friend in Japan and they actually want to like sell this and make money, because the Japanese are crazy about technology. So I feel like this is going to explode. That market's going to explode in Japan. And if you get people that are like early adopters of this, they have the potential to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So at any point in time for both of you, like if you have somebody that's interested, like I'm always happy to support you guys, right? Jump on a call and do the 3-way call, and like I can do a demo, or I can do it like a presentation, very informal. I'm not gonna have like slides or anything, but like to just speak about it, because sometimes it comes differently from a third party with authority.
That's right.
They call that backstitching in network marketing. Like I'm not a huge network marketer. This is kind of really my first foray into this. I've done other ones, but I've never actually built like businesses or done as well as I've done with Healy. But they call it backstitching, and it is that kind of like third party dynamic that is quite powerful.
Right.
Proven it across all types of like, industries.
You bring in the expert.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, so there's always that option available, right? So if you have somebody that's interested and they have like a lot of like technical questions about the Healy, like I'm pretty good at answering those. And so that's, just know that that's always available to you. If you feel totally confident to do it by yourself, I'm all about empowerment. So you go for it. And if you need support at a different time, then you just reach out.
Yeah.
And then, so you can also see like bonus calculations. You can check out reports is down at the bottom here. So you can see like how other people in your organization are doing, right? And so also like, it's really important if you have somebody that's in the fast start, it'll tell you, like, it'll give you information about, I don't have anybody in there right now, so you're not going to see anything, but it'll tell you like how close they are to like their volume and what their bonus is going to get once they reach that level. So like you can use that to kind of like motivate them, so these are kind of helpful to have that information. Now, if you go to this little thing here, you'll see the genealogy tree. So these are, it's like you and then all the people that you have underneath you. Okay. So this is my organization right now. Now, the strategy that they say for network marketing is you go wide first and then you go deep. That's kind of the strategy. And so like, because going wide, like not everybody is going to want to build a business, right? Like you see, I've sold a lot of Healy's here, but only a handful have actually like sold to other people. And so the strategy of going wide is like, that's how you earn more commissions.
Which one's
right?
me?
You're over here with all these like 5 people underneath you all the way. You're out. Oh, you're the outlier over here on the right.
That's me over on the right?
Yeah.
I'm like a top performer for you, almost like that other person.
You are. Yeah, and then this other one over here. So
who's that in the middle?
This one over here is a friend of mine. It's actually a friend that I know. It's his wife, and she really went gangbusters there for a while. But at the time, her customer, she was like, I can't deal with the customer service. They suck. So she sort of like, it fizzled out for her. But she has circled back around and she's like, have things improved? I really love the technology. Like she uses it all the time. Right. She just stopped like promoting it. But I think, I think there's people that kind of weave in and out, and as things improve, then they do. So, so the idea, the strategy is you go wide. So you're just sharing that you have people that are interested and then they purchase. And out of that, you're going to have a very small percentage that actually want to build a business. Now, how you get to different ranks is by bringing on people that want to build a business. Right? Because what happens is like, in order to get to director status, you basically have to have 3 people underneath you and they have to have 3 people underneath them. So they base that all on volume, like by what you're selling. And so there's like ways to calculate that and see what that is. But that's basically how you get to director. But then you have to maintain that, right? So you don't only want 3 people. You kind of want like, I would say ideally, like if you were wanting to generate this and have this as your sole business, like ideally you're having like 3 people on either side performing, because there's the left and the right leg, right? And so when you have people that sign up, you have to place them. Otherwise, Healy just places them on their own. So you want to go in and do that. And so you have people like left and right and left and right. And if you have somebody, like say you already have 2 people that are doing really well and they're on your left leg, and you bring on somebody new and they're really keen to build a business, like you definitely want to put them over on the right so that you have that balance and you have the volume that's like kind of balanced on both sides. And then they'll go on to produce, right? And so it kind of goes that way. So in order to maintain your membership status, you need to sell a device one device every 90 days, or like a certain volume every 90 days. That's how you stay active. That's the only requirement.
Your volume doesn't count? Does your own volume?
Your own volume counts, but I think it's like you still have to sell to somebody else.
Okay.
And that's just the network marketing to continue to grow the business for them, So any questions about this?
No.
I mean, basically you guys are still sharing right now, right? And the idea is like for you, McKay, like now you have Marcelina and she's going to build a business, and maybe Jesse wants to do that too, right? And so you've got some people that have like good potential, right? Now you don't want to I never look at people and be like, I only want members. I just share Healy with everybody.
Right.
And whoever wants to expand on it, they expand on it. And I just support them with that. Right. So my viewpoint, I don't look at this as like, I'm trying to meet my quota, my volume every single month. Right. Everything for me has been very organic, and I don't focus on the metrics so much. I probably should. I would probably make more money if I did that, but it's not my personality.
I don't
my personality. So
when I did real estate, when I've done anything, if I just focus on doing a good job and making people happy, the money just comes. I'm like amazed at the end of the month. And that's the way I prefer it. I don't like to look at people as a dollar sign.
No, right. And I think that can happen inside of network marketing. It does happen, right? Quite a bit. And so anyway, we all have different philosophies around it. So that's kind of the back office. If you haven't spent time there, I would recommend kind of going in and just poking around and getting familiar, right? And so that you can see where you are. They calculate that updated where it has your status that is updated monthly.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When I upgraded to professional, I was given 450 points for that.
Mm-hmm.
And do those points just count in the month that it happened? Is that the way it works?
Yes. But
And
there
so
is carryover. So there is carryover with that. Like, I think it carries over for like 90 days.
Oh, okay. All right. That's the question.
Yeah. So it is for that month. So like when you're selling Healy's, for instance, like if you sold 2 Healy's in July and then 1 in August, unless you're in your fast start where there's like the 90-day period, it wouldn't count, right? If you're in your 90-day period and you sell devices over that 3-month period, that counts as like together. But if you sold 2 in July and then 1 in August, you wouldn't qualify for their, like, you know, if you sell 3 devices, you typically earn something in addition to the commissions and the cash bonus. You usually earn a free device of some sort. And so if you did 2 in July and 1 in August, you wouldn't qualify for that. Like the 3 devices need to happen in the 1-month cycle.
I like this new email for you, Marcelina. I like that idea.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Should she put her Healy under that email address? Would that make it funky?
You can transfer the Healy, but you don't really need to unless you really want to.
Cool.
As long as you maintain like your you know what your login and password is, because if you ever ran into something where you needed device support, right, like replace it, or you're having issues with it, you would just need to be able to remember what the login is to get in there to submit a support ticket.
Transfer it later, but like do the thing right now of building a business since she wants to. And I would wait, Marcelina, until you know at least that she wants it. And then I would tell people, because the meeting the other day, they went through this whole thing. They've stopped the charges for people for for using the app, for the Blue app. That everybody that now has a Healy that bought since where has it free forever. But anybody that buys after September 30th of this year is going to have to be on a plan or another. They'll get 3 months free of the friends and family, and then some amount of the other, and then 6 months of the professional, something like that. But then you're going to have to pay. So that's a good way to have people like move
join sooner,
thinking about it, because
that
will save you a lot of money because you want access to all that.
And sometimes they change their minds though. Sometimes they say they're going to roll out things to like get people because there's that sense of urgency.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they don't roll it out. That has happened in the past.
They said they were going to roll it out for all of us, and they chopped it back, but it looks like they are going to go forward with people who buy in the future.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is a good way to get people to, you know, and then the people who buy in the future won't have ever been used to having it for free, so they won't care.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, so that's the back office. Now I want to show you the boards app, because this is really like everything in one place, right? Now, when you sign up anybody new, it's really great to share this resource. So whether they're a member, like if you see over on the left-hand side, there's the member one, and then 2 down, there's the customer one. So it's different. The customer one has less in it. It'll be about, you know, the corporate calls. It'll be about programs and setting it up. Like it'll be more like device related, but it doesn't have any of like the business or team stuff.
Oh, and there's a way to send them one?
Yeah, you can just send them one. So you
don't send them the whole board. You just send them the Healy Guide for Customers or the Healy.
Yes.
Local.
And so see up in the top right here, it says add members. So you would click on this, you would put in their email address, and then you would send it, or you could copy the link and share the link with them.
Okay.
And then it will ask them to set up an account, like create a whatever username and password. So this is a good one for the customers, because they just want to learn how to use the Healy. They don't want to get bombarded with all the other stuff, right? And so in the members though, there's a lot more in here. And so when you this is kind of like if you have somebody new that starts, like you want to be going through this, because this is welcome to the team. So they list all the things that you should share with people. You know what I mean? Like you could even just copy and paste this. And this is just kind of like leading people of like how to guide themselves through the process. So you have the Healy Academy Training Center. This is our team specific, right? So you only share this with people that are under you. And then, so that's the first one. And then the second one, you help them with the Healy back office if they're members. And then there's the team calls that happen. right? And then there's like connecting with your people. So it kind of has it all on here.
Wow. Cool.
This is new. This is updated, actually. I haven't seen all of this before. But so, you know, you can just like literally copy and paste that stuff, which is great. This is where the latest news and promos are happening. So if you want to know what's happening, so here's the new subscriptions that you were talking about. Okay.
Right.
So here's the What's Up Wednesday where they talk about it. That's the corporate call, how that affects the night, how it affects the blue. They're constantly updating this, right? This is Eva Maria that does that, the one that's that's my upline. So there's that in there. There's resources for members. So, you know, when the calls are happening, if you want to talk about the financing, if you want to have resources that you share with your customers, like all this stuff is.
This is good. This is definitely different. Wow.
What I recommend is like, again, spending some time in here and just like going through and familiarizing yourself, because anything you need to know about the business or Healy or anything is going to be in this boards app. Like when I first started, I had to go to Healy Corporate, I had to go to Quantum Connection, I had to look at Facebook, I had to YouTube, and it was like, it was all over the place if I wanted to learn about something. And now it's like all in one place.
That's great.
So it's a really excellent resource, this thing. So onboarding new members, this is kind of similar to the welcome, but this is a little bit more like somebody that talks about, you know, the fast start. What is a fast start? So it has the stuff about that in there. Like it even has like messages, right? You can just copy and paste this. That's what it is for. They have all like the network marketing, like this is what you say, and this is your, you know, and so you can, if you want to follow that, they have this like proven method. Apparently it doesn't really feel super authentic to me, so I don't use it so much, but some people really want to know what to say and what to share, you know?
Yeah.
So you just, whatever works for you. Sharing Healy with prospects. So this is like talking about different things. Like if people ask, especially like lots of people ask about the technology, right? Or the science behind it. If you get somebody that's like science oriented, they want to know about the science of it, right? And so that's where you share that. What else is in here? Setups, programs, and protocols. So this is like program descriptions are in here. So it goes into like more of like the software of Healy. But Healy for beginners, like, I mean, there's so much in here. There's protocols in here. So there's even one in here, like protocol suggestions. Even somebody that's had the jab or COVID, like they have these balancing suggestions, right? So there's different things that are in here. Is this mine? Oh no, that's a different one. So there's those in there.
Oh yeah, the residents. I saw something about residents. Wow.
So there's the products and module training. So the different products that Healy has, if you want to learn more about the ins and outs of them, you know, there's the modules and training. So this is all like more of the Blue Dot app. So it goes into a whole lot. So yeah, it's just, like I'm telling you, it's just amazing. Everything you would ever need is right here. This Healy Business Resources, like this talks about the compensation plan. There's like tons of stuff in here. Like if you want to learn about the career path ranks and you want to learn about the strategies and you want to learn about bonuses, like it's all listed in here. They have this 5 to Thrive, which is kind of the more network marketing of how to share this and what to share and what to say and all the things. They have this magnetic marketing. I had done this at some point. They had this whole marketing strategy. I read through that. That was pretty good. When I first started, I did a little bit more on social media. Almost every Healy that I've sold has been organic, like just like me wearing the Healy and somebody asking me about it, or me talking about it and being like super excited about it, and then they want to know more. Or like I share a couple of testimonials on my social media.
Wearing the Healy is the best thing. People will ask you. They're like, what's that? Today.
But there are people in the Healy organization, and there's somebody like Colette Schnabel. She's in our group, in our team. And she sells a ton, and she does Instagram. Like she's just always sharing about the Healy on Instagram. She's built up a huge following, and she's sold a ton of Healys and made a ton of money. There's tons of people that are doing it on TikTok as well, right? But she's almost become like where it's unmanageable for her to train everybody because she's gotten so big, right? So, you know. You have to know what your bandwidth is.
Yeah.
Now, part of the beauty is with you guys is like all things frequency is there and available, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, maybe you don't have time to train 20 people, but you could funnel them into that, right? And then they have access to the live trainings and a community, and there's lots of resources in all things frequency. And so there is a way where you don't have to do it all by yourself, you know?
Right.
And for every person that you we have a referral program as well. So for every person that you refer, you earn $22. And so there is ways to like offer that up to people, right? Say hey, you could join for $22 for the first month or something, or you could plug them in for the first month and say I'll offer this.
That's what I've done, because I want them on, because it's so valuable, and I want them in my life, on my team. I want them to keep up with me, because this is so amazing what we're doing.
Yeah. And not to self-promote, but I think All Things Frequency is pretty amazing, and we're doing a lot of different things. And the way that we can teach people how to use the Healy goes far beyond what Healy is able to say, right? I know I say that a lot, but it's they'll tell you oh, use this program for pain and use this for your headache. But it's I mean, you could use this really a tool for transformation, and so you can't talk about that anywhere else. And so okay, so this is the business resources. So if you really want to dive deep and understand the whole compensation plan and stuff, then you can do that. This is where Eva Maria is real expert on that, and she's always happy to do calls too if you want to dive in and understand it more. Basically for me, it's just I sell Heelys and I earn free stuff and I earn money, and I'm really excited. That's my level of interest in understanding the network marketing side of things. Now, I think if I got really big, then I would probably have to spend more time learning that, but I'm not a detail oriented person for shit like that,
But you have another one under you, just like you. So
but Eva Maria, she only signs up business builders.
Wow.
Not only she'll sell devices to people for sure, but she's really looking to for business builders, because she nurtures them and she gets them, and she makes money off that, right? And so she's very business minded about it. And so I'm not that way. But if you are that way and you want to plug into that, that is a resource. She's always happy to jump on a call and do stuff like that. So then there's also deep dive and advanced training. So there's more about the science right behind that. So if you want to learn that, you can jump in there.
What was the Healy comparison? Oh, that was the different
it talks about versus Rife machines and different frequencies. And so people there's the AO scanner.
Right, I've definitely had that question put to me. Difference between the Healy and the Rife.
Yeah, and so the Rife, I mean, the simplest answer is the Rife machine, the original Rife machine only had 44,000 different frequencies. I think it has more now, but the Healy has 10 million.
Yeah.
Right. And also the Spooky too, I have a friend that has a Rife machine. It's so complicated to use because you have to with the Healy, you just go in and you select the program. You know what you want to use.
This is complicated.
So this is a little bit, the Healy is definitely more user-friendly. The Spooky 2 is somebody that wants to dive in and really understand the physics of it. And because you have to set all of the waves and the frequency and the amplitude, you have to set all that stuff into you. So you kind of have to have learn the physics background. You know what I mean? You got to have to study it. So a lot of people that are using the Rife machines, they're more either they're healing some kind of chronic life-threatening condition, or they're practitioners. So Healy is a lot more accessible to everybody. It's way more user-friendly. Software is nicer. It's just way easier to use.
Yeah.
So if you get that question, then the Rife machine was the original frequencies, right? Healy has gone a lot, it's just more advanced technology because it has the quantum sensor in it and it has the Tesla coil, which the Rife doesn't have also. So
more frequencies, quantum what?
The quantum sensor.
And
the Tesla coil.
And the sensor is what reads your frequencies?
The sensor is the one that's doing the bioresonance analysis, in the Blue Dot app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so, And then the mag Healy is like next level because you're getting is like 2 different frequencies. You're getting the magnetism of it, and you're getting the microcurrents. So it's just this like takes it to the next level.
Have one yet?
No.
Soon. You have to come out. Yeah,
I know.
I love it when it tells me to put it on my belly. There was one for my neck. I'll do it again later because my neck has been killing me. It says put it on the back of your neck. I'm like, oh. And you can feel it. You can feel it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna get one. I'm going back to Canada in September, so maybe we'll get one then. We'll see.
I think I'm going to want to get one of those. I might buy for myself the animal kit and another coil. I'd like another coil.
Yeah, I need a coil too. The animal kit is amazing. If you go into Facebook and you look up Healy and animals, there's like specific like Facebook groups that are just devoted to people that
they never accepted me, but yeah. And the horses, we have so many horses, tourists. I mean, I think that's a way to go here.
Oh, people are crazy about their animals, right? And they're more likely to spend money on their animals than they are on themselves.
I am.
So,
yeah.
There are people in the Healy organization that only do animal stuff, and they're doing a bang up job.
Yeah.
And that's why I bought Healy, is what you did with her diarrhea. That convinced me right on the spot.
And people that have horses, especially, like there's a lot of people in the Healy that are just doing horses specifically, like that's their niche. And like, because people that have horses, they're ridiculous about horses. Yeah. They have a lot of money and they're willing to spend it on their horses.
Yeah.
So it's not something that I understand, but I have friends that are like obsessed with horses, and they spend a fortune on their horses. So okay, so that's kind of the boards app. Definitely recommend spending some time in there.
Yours looks different than mine though.
I don't know. I think it's been updated. I think it's been updated, so maybe have a look at that.
I'll go look. Okay.
Any questions?
This is awesome.
It's totally awesome. I can't wait to dive into all this.
And even like if you are wanting to share on social media, like that's not my area of expertise with Healy, but like what I've had the most success with when I do the social media stuff, I just need to get more consistent, because anytime I share, I'm just sharing like things that the way that I've used it and the success stories that I've had, right, with my own personal health or with my animals. And like there's always a couple of people that will reach out and be like, hey, can you tell me more? Or I would love to learn more, or you know what I mean? And so it's like just sharing from that authentic space of like your personal experience is the most powerful that I found has worked. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And really just, I mean, that's God, I've just become just everybody that I've sold to has been somebody who mentioned that something was going on. And I said, well, this can't hurt and it might help, you know, like I'm really excited about it. And Marcelina, you felt it the first night.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it
honestly,
totally my sleep.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like I originally got the Healy for my own sleep patterns, and it was like within 2 weeks, I was sleeping so much better than I had been for a decade. Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Totally. And so, you know, that's always the easiest entry point for people.
Pain and sleep.
Yeah.
Well, any physical ailment that they have. Right. So like, it's always like, you know, you can ask somebody like, what's going on for you right now? Like, are you experiencing any kind of like physical discomfort? Are you, you know what I mean? Like people will tell you what's going on with them anyway. And then there's a frequency for it. Right. And so like the kind of the spiritual side of things, the metaphysical, the non-physical aspect of the Healy is kind of an added bonus. But the entry point, like if you have somebody that's in pain and you run that pain program and their pain, like it's good to ask them, like, can you rate your pain in advance? Get them to rate their pain and then run the program and then get them, because some people don't have awareness of their pain levels unless you bring it to their mind. But I can tell you, if they say they're at like a 7 and then they run the Healy and it's down to like a 1 or a 2, like then that for them, it's like, it's, you know, it's super powerful.
Yeah.
So pain
is really fast.
Pain, sleep, anxiety or depression, digestion. Yeah. Like, I mean, there's the common ones that, you know, is across the board. Somebody is experiencing one of those.
What do you use for depression?
The mental balance.
Uh-huh.
Like consistently, a mental balance program every single day. right? And the gold cycle, definitely starting on gold cycle because it's recalibrating everything, like release and relax. Those ones are really nice. There's one like, and the sleep, because most people that have some form of like a mental health challenge, they're not sleeping great, or their sleep cycles are not great, right? So definitely like supporting soul programs too. But those ones are different. Those are working at like a deeper energetic emotional level. Not everybody, especially if they're not attuned to the frequencies, will really feel that impact, you know? Like you really want to just get the frequencies into people and having them have that shift like immediately. And that's the gold cycle, and the mental balance will help 100% of the time. So those ones are really good. Any kind of like the nervous system ones are good too. But usually it's tied in with digestion, right? So optimizing digestion is helpful too. I mean, there's like so many things that you can really do. But this is kind of the fun stuff where you can start to create like protocols. But the thing with the frequencies is really it's about consistency. So if somebody is having a challenge, just like running at least like one program per day to support that thing for a period of time, that's where they're going to get the benefit.
That's why I like that Analyze app, because you can put in a pool and you can set it up on your calendar to do it. And it even tells you what time certain ones are better for.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's new.
It
really improved that one as well. So that's cool. It gets evolving, right? And this is the thing. It's like, because I actually last night my son and I were having this conversation. He really wants to like sell Heelys when he's 14. And so, and he wants a Healy for his birthday this year.
Wow, cool.
And he wants to learn about it.
Cool.
I know, it's awesome. And I'm like, man, if you could like, because he's gonna have a whole peer group that's got like fucked up eyes and necks and all sorts of things.
Parents with a lot of money.
And
parents with a lot of money.
He already has an account underneath me, right? And so he can like, once he activates into it, then he was talking about last night. He's like, I wonder how I could like improve the Healy, like improve the technology. Like it's got the Tesla coil. Like, so he's like thinking about this. What happened to my camera? I don't know what happened.
I love that. That is so cool.
Yeah, it's just the way his mind works. So, but then I was telling him, I'm like, honestly, love, it's not in the hardware, it's in the software, right? It's always about the user experience and the software that can be improved. That's where the bugs and the glitches are. I think the hardware is solid with this. And so
yes.
Anyway, it was a fun little conversation that we had at bedtime.
That's great.
Yeah. So
the kids are cool. I like them.
Thanks. Yeah, they're good.
I wouldn't mind spending time with them.
Yeah, you should. I'm always looking for people like, you know, not to put you in this age category, but like elders, like we talk about elders a lot, right? And so, and Gabor Mate talks about this. He's like, there's a difference between elders and there's the difference between the elderly, you know? Right. And it's like, there's a lot of cultures that have this reverence for the elders where there's the wisdom and the experience that can be passed on. And it's important for our children to spend time with people in different age groups. Because we all have different life experiences and like different things to share. And so it's good for kids to not just spend time with kids, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll hang out.
Cool. Yeah, I would love it. I like them both. They completely different and I like them both.
Well,
yeah.
It was really interesting to bring them to Canada because they're like the classic homeschool kids. You know what I mean? Just have never been to school. They've never been in society even, right? Because we've been in the jungle for their whole life. And so it's really interesting to watch them interact with like kids in the system.
That's amazing.
So, but they did all right. I think it was good for them. And I'm
going to mute myself for just a second.
Okay. I think we're almost done here anyway. So if you have any questions or you just let me know. If anything comes up after the call too that you think about, just maybe send me an email and I can answer that. But really it's just about, you know, sharing, getting out and sharing. Right. And then, you know, in network marketing, they say the fortune is in the follow-up. So because this is like, you know, it's an investment in this device. And I always use that word investment because it is like, you know, I say to people, well, you're going to go and you're going to spend $75 on acupuncture. Right. Yes. But it's like, you think about within like 8 times you've bought the gold, right? 8 acupuncture sessions, you've bought the gold. And so there's like ways to like for people to think about their investment, but like typically you'll have the people that are like, yes, I love this, I want it. And then you'll have people that are like, it's on their radar. And so the people that it's on their radar where they're like, I really want to love it, I really want to have one, but I just don't know if it's like, with the investment piece. Like those people, you just need to follow up with them. And so I usually say that, like, is it okay if I follow up with you, whatever, every month, and just check in with where you're at and tell you about the promos. And most people say yes, right? And like, I've had people that it took them a year to buy a Healy.
Wow.
Because they're not ready, right? The Healy will always come into somebody's life when they're exactly ready for it, and not a minute sooner. So the fortune really is in the follow-up and just like following up with people periodically, with some form of regularity, and just like planting that seed. Like often it is planting the seed.
Yeah.
But it's very experiential. So doing a demo too, do any kind of demo that I've done, people usually buy it.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to like,
I'm going to reach out to my friend in Japan because she is, totally a techie. And I think it would be a good fit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
and you just tell her like
up and it's booming everywhere else. It's like, what a great time for her to get involved if she has any interest at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she has money, so that helps.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
There was one other thing I wanted to show you.
Information blueprint. What was that?
This is something they ran a couple of months ago where they were having like weekly calls to kind of like bring people in. Maybe it's in here. I really just wanted to show you one document that I used that was like so good. I did this on my own when I first, like last year, it was more than a year ago that I did this. Just want to find it though. I don't know where they moved it now. Maybe it's in here.
Fly girl.
But there was like a 88-day thing that they had done, and I just did it on my own. This is not it. Let's see if I can find it quickly. No, that's different. Oh man, it used to be somewhere in here. Let's see if I can just find it, and because I probably had it saved and just in my computer. Just bear with me for a moment. But anyway, I did this 88 days, and I just committed to doing it, and it has the whole marketing plan in there, and it was awesome. Like I manifested massively doing this, and I sold a lot of Healys, and yeah, here it is. Let me show you this one. So I can share this document with you guys as well if you want.
All right.
Where did it go now? So it's called 88 Days to Quantum Leap.
Oh.
So I think 88 days from now is probably like October 31st. So it's kind of like a nice, like, to keep you focused. Sometimes I need that kind of like accountability. And I was thinking actually of doing this inside of All Things Frequency. So like people, because I know there's a lot of people in our group that like really want to manifest things, right? And so this might help us like kind of stay on track. So I might do this. Maybe I'll open this up.
Yeah, you really should. That would be great to do it with the
I
group.
love how all this shit just presents itself. I love it. This group is so organic. Yeah.
And so anyway, I mean, it just gives you, they have these codes. So there's the visionary code. So like, what's your vision? Like getting people to like attach to it, like getting really clear about what you want, because we can actually program this into the Healy after too, right?
Right.
So this is the truth of where you are and then what you want to manifest in the next 88 days. And so, there's 3 words. So I'll share this with you guys. It's really good. This is based on Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, a lot of it. And Wallace D. Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich. So this is kind of like, this is standard network marketing thing. So this came from Quantum Connection.
Cool.
So there's all the comp plan. This might be outdated now, but anyway, it gives you an idea. So creating your dream team. So this is really business focused, more of like, who do you want to bring into your life? What values do you want? What virtues do you want them to have? Right? Because it is like, if we talk about attracting people into our life, like we want to be aligned. We want to have similar values, right? So
is Marcelina on my right or left side?
we'd have to log in and see.
Okay.
But yeah, then there's the top 200 list. So this is like, who do you know that you could reach out to? So this again is like standard network marketing. I don't know that I did this so much. I did make a list at some point and reach out to people to see if they're interested. But
you know, when you make the list, you don't even necessarily, just having your mind on that will bring other stuff up. That's the whole point. I didn't necessarily reach out to any of the names that I wrote down, but just having my attention on it. This is even when you sold real estate.
And see, like even thinking about, like, I went through my Facebook friends, for instance, and I like added people to the list of like, who do I think would be really like would resonate with this, right? Or like somebody that I know that's having a health challenge that might not be even in their field of awareness, right? And so I'm not so much into the reach out, but I think there is some power in that, like you said, McKay. And so then there's like the frequency code. So this is like getting your frequency into a higher vibration. So what are the things that you can do every day to like bring you into more of like that alignment to be able to be in that space to attract, you know? Then there's like cleaning up your energetic bandwidth. There's the abundance codes. I mean, there's so much cool stuff in here. The magnetic marketing. So if you're wanting to share it, so I'll email this to you and you can have a look through. But I did this on my own. Like I just like filled it in, didn't tell anybody I was doing it, and like actually did like really well with it in terms of like bringing in like additional income that I don't think would have happened if I didn't do this, you know?
Yeah.
Very cool.
So so there's a daily flow planner. I mean, it just gives you everything. So, but if we did this as a team, it would be even more powerful, right? Because then we're like keeping each other
we definitely should do it as a team.
Yeah,
okay.
Can we start next meeting?
Okay, I'm gonna put this together and let me think about this weekend and figure out when I can put this into.
You got so many.
Everybody would be really excited about it.
Yeah,
and I think I might even get Karine and Jesse involved with this because this is.
Well, I'm saying this is something that I would offer within All Things Frequency, right? Like put it out to the people that really want to manifest something in their life. It doesn't even need to be Healy related. Like maybe it's just their core business that they want to do, right?
Yeah.
And then we can do that. I just have to figure out the time because now we have like 5 calls in the week. I have 3 Cancer Alchemy calls that I'm doing. So I have like 8 group calls right now. So a week plus my clients, plus homeschooling my kids.
So have you started the Cancer Alchemy yet?
Next on the 8/8 portal is my launch. And so I'm doing a massive email list. And so those programs will probably start early September, the group programs.
Oh, good. And so I think you mentioned it to Susan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good. So I'm going to have like three group calls in a week. And so people can either join one call or they can upgrade and they can get access to all 3 calls.
Yeah.
And so one call is going to be more body focused, like doing the detox and really like doing more of like the cancer nutrition. So one's going to be body, one's going to be mind. So it'll be more like group meditation. And then one's going to be kind of more of like the psychosocial and emotional support. So it'll be like diving deeper into like the energetics and the emotional root causes of why we manifest illness. So I'm going to have like kind of those 3 in the week. That's my plan.
Sounds great.
And then I'm getting the time waiver in September, so like I'm never gonna sleep. No.
I'm thrilled. That is so great.
Right now, I need to manifest a teacher for my kids. That's what I use to call in.
Yeah.
So that they have somebody and they're taken care of and they're having fun and learning. And I'm not managing that piece.
Right.
So when you get the time waiver, will you be creating programs for the Healy?
Yes.
It's going to live here with you?
Yeah, I'm going to get it in September and then I'll bring it back to Costa Rica. So I'm going to Canada in September. I'm going to do the training for it. And then I'll be creating custom programs. And then I also have the capacity to do like, distance sessions with people where they get their own custom programs. So you do like a really thorough bioresonance analysis. Like it's way deeper than the Blue Dot app. So, and there's like 1,000 programs to choose from in the time waiver. So
just a minute.
Do a lot with it.
Sign me up for a custom session.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Awesome.
I need one for osteoporosis and for not hurting myself.
Yeah. Well, what comes with the time waiver too is the McMakin protocol. So, you know, with the where they set you, like you come and you get set up when you hold on, like it's a in-person treatment session. But I'm looking forward to that as well. If you haven't read her book, she's like epic. Carolyn McMakin.
Her book is amazing. I love that book.
I mean, she's like a pioneer. You know, she was really. She cut through all the bullshit. She's done all of her research she's passed FDA rigorous, like, you know, thorough audits and all sorts of stuff. So, okay. So I'm going to share this with you guys and then I'm going to get clear on when I'm going to offer this and then we'll get started. I think it's a really great time to launch into this.
I do too.
Manifest some shit.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Okay. You let me know if you have any other questions at any point.
All right.
Okay.